Switching up the angles on things so my volume is better relative to the audio from Xbox, which is always way too fucking loud. It's way too loud. Way too loud from the Xbox. Way too loud from the Xbox, but it's better now. Do 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 do. All right. Okay, it is time. Wouldn't it be nice? First things first. We're gonna do a quick Instagram selfie. We're gonna do an Instagram selfie live on stream because we're live. Camera, flip it around. Isn't this riveting Twitch content? I promise I'll stop posting it in a second. Look at this goodness. Anyway. Well, of course none of that came through, but that's okay. All right, and we're back. It's 7:32 on Thursday, which means it is time for the Falcon Fictive Assassin's Creed stream. Welcome back to all of our viewers. We're dialing back in. I remember to have a little bit of coffee. Technology is on our side today, and hopefully the quality is coming through a little bit nicer than it has been in the past. So, last time, we dove into our first two murders, which was fun. Our first two assassinations, which was, you know, not bad. Good start. Kicked it off. Had a good time. Except for the part where I somehow managed to be incredibly bad at the one thing that I'm here to do, which is killing people in this game. Now, oh right, I have to remember where I am. Excellent. And we are, in fact, in the entry to Jerusalem, so that's great. So, last time, we started things off, we did a little murder. In fact, our first murder was of the weapons dealer, which was pretty entertaining. If a little bit messier than one might have intended, in part because I forgot how to use the hidden blade. And then we talked a little bit about part of the problems of how he was represented, a little bit of the real bad Arab thing, and one of the ways that we're going to see the Templar represented throughout the series in relationship to the greed is good mentality and, the kind of divine right to wealth inside of conflict that we end up seeing in Abstergo and in sort of in a lot of the narratives of control that we end up running into. through the game. And then we wandered around and did our investigation into our second assassination, and that was into the Mad Doctor, which was an interesting one. The Mad Doctor's fun because that particular assassination has some fun parallels with Varric and the situation Desmond is in on the outside. I didn't talk as much as I would have liked to about that because I got distracted by how badly I was playing the game. So I'm going to come back to that after I do this. And if you notice an improvement in my gameplay, it's because I did bite the bullet and actually go ahead and get a capture card. So I'm not just playing on the camera feed, I am playing on a actual direct HDMI feed of the Xbox. So this time around, it's a little bit better.
Is that the last of them? I hope so. Still, best not to take any chances. I'll hurry home. Don't think I'll leave it again anytime soon, either. You've done me a kindness,
right?
Young man.
The stream is cleaner, and the gameplay is just... I can actually, play the game, and, I can feel how much easier it is to play the game. So everything is just sort of generally better in all of this. One of the things that I find really... Anyway, I'll get into the tech stuff in a minute. One of the things that I didn't really get into yesterday that I wanted to talk a little bit more, or last week, time is weird, in talking about the Mad Doctor, in talking about the Knights Hospitalier, which I refuse to pronounce correctly because I know it's Hospitalier, but it's confusing. It confuses me because I found a couple of different ways to talk about how the knights are defined and how they were broken up throughout the various crusades and how they were named. But what was really interesting is how
Talal understands your pain.
What you're seeing in that particular memory is
who knows what the future holds? What tragedies tomorrow may bring.
What you're seeing in that particular memory, and pardon me, while I run to a place that's quieter so I can actually talk without pausing the game, is a representation of a lot of what the Templar think about normal people, specifically other people, specifically the assassins, but also it becomes sort of a catchword for the way Templar, especially European Templar, refer to minorities, and the way Western societies refer to minorities, and madness, and then how as lesser as needing certain types of psychological or medical intervention. And that gets paralleled in Varric's relationship with Desmond, because what we learn as the game goes on and as the series goes on is that, interaction with the Animus becomes a thing that can produce madness, that forcing Desmond and other subjects in these trials to confront their genetic history has a degrading effect on their minds, and that is something that is a direct parallel to what Varric is doing. And so that's part of the reason why that memory captured me so immediately, and I think stuck with me as I got to the end of the game, where we start to discover more of that. And I think it also it becomes something that sort of tees up going from the Doctor to the Slaver, where you're going from something that's a little bit more subtle to a little bit more blatant. And I think the parallels of the gameplay, because it's so repetitive, end up producing an interesting direct parallel around how the Ubisoft creators and the narrative of Assassins and Templars think about chattel slavery and medical or intellectual slavery. Which is the thing that we will get into as the games go on. Now, I need to go climb this viewpoint so we can actually get started for the day in tracking down our leads. And I gotta say, having half a cup of coffee before things get started is making it a lot easier for me to focus. Wild thing about ADHD and how your brain is just like, stimulants, they're great. You don't need sleep after stimulants. Whatever. You can just do that. Fucking just, yeah, you know. What's terrifying is when I have like a triple latte and then take a nap. Which is really bad for road trips, because sometimes a cup of coffee is like exactly what I need to stay awake, and sometimes a cup of coffee is the thing that is going to make me pass out. Okay, let's go. Let's beat this man. No, let's go to the bureau first so we don't accidentally do too many investigation thingies and then not be able to do more investigation thingies. Because, you know, I want to do some more investigation thingies now that I can, like, play the game full screen. Which is nice. I forgot how, you know, this game is really kind of clunky. It does feel like it feels dated. You feel the age in the way that it is, like it just feels old.
Another minute and they would have made off.
But it's not nearly as old as I remember it being. Now that we've sorted out some of the technical stuff, it looks a lot better than I remember. Especially because the last time I looked at it a week ago, it did look a little bit more garbagey. Yeah. But again, you know, it is wild going through this. I'm also, I've committed, well, no, that's not true. I was going to say that I'm holding to my commitment outside of this game not to play any new games so as to, like, not poison my gameplay brain. That's not true. I have started playing Blueprints, which is fascinating, a really interesting, it's a really interesting game. But I'm not going to talk about that because the other game that I've been playing along with a podcast of mine, a podcast favorite of mine, More Civilized Age, is KOTOR 2, because Mac on Steam now finally supports the game with mods. And so for the first time I'm playing KOTOR 2 with the restored content pack. And it's well, no, but it's not about slighting us. It has everything to do with the fact that I get totally ruined by modern RPG controls. They break me. Like, I feel like if I try to, like, I was playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. I finished the game. It was very fun. It's very big. And I'm not going to talk much about it because I want to save that for, 3.5 years from now when I start playing that game on this stream. But it's one of the things that I found really challenging about the first week that I was playing and a little bit of last week is that the mechanics, you can feel the roots of this game in modern Assassin's Creed, and the movement and everything that you're doing, but it's close enough that when I tried to pick this up the first time, a couple short weeks ago, it felt really weird. It felt really weird because it's kind of like if you're familiar with driving a modern car and you've gone back to like drive the 98 Corolla, it's a car. Totally a car, or more to the point, if you've gone back and tried to drive like a car from the 70s or 80s, where it's like power steering. And it's not actually that extreme. I think the 98 Corolla is a better example when compared to like an Ioniq. Like the power steering's there, but it's fine. The brakes are there, but there are so many things that like this handles. Like a 98 Corolla, solid car, awesome car, like an honestly all-timer of a car. But you get used to all the bells and whistles, and then you go back to a 98 Corolla, and it's like, I don't know if I can drive this as effectively. I have to do it for a little bit.
Safety and peace, Malik.
And here we are.
Your presence
Talking
here
to Malik.
deprives me of both. What do you want?
Al-Muallim has asked.
Ask that you perform some menial task in an effort to redeem yourself. So be out with it.
I mean, it's our fault.
Tell
He
me what
lost
you
his
can
arm.
about the one they call Talal.
It is your duty to locate and assassinate the man, Altair, not mine.
You'd do well to assist me. His death benefits the entire land.
Do you deny his death benefits you as well?
Such things do not concern you.
Your actions very much concern me.
Then don't help me.
He's so angry.
I'll find him myself.
Wait. It won't do having you stumble about the city like a blind man. Better you know where to begin your search.
I'm listening.
I could think of 3 places. South of here in the markets that line the border between the Muslim and Jewish districts. To the north near the mosque of this district, and east in front of St. Anne's Church, close to the Babariha Gate.
Is that everything?
It's enough to get you started, and more than you deserve.
Again, I love that Altair is just a total dick. But that, I mean, to the game's credit, and it is interesting because I feel like this game, while this game is not like a short game, I think by any reasonable standards, by modern standards, it does feel kind of short. I think that we are seeing a pretty quick progression in Altair just from where we were 2 weeks ago. Like, especially because I think that this game is not very narrative in terms of its relationships to the interiority of the Assassin Brotherhood, at least, in terms of Altair's relationships with the other assassins. We get Altair's relationships with Al-Maud. I'm pronouncing that wrong, and I will look it up in a second because I know that I'm saying it wrong, and I want to do it right. One second, because it's going to bug me if I don't get it right, and it's going to be distracting for a minute. But the other assassins, we don't really get a lot of time with them. We get way more time with Altair, interacting with people and Wow. Never mind. Google sucks. Sorry. I tried to Google this answer and it gave me literally nothing. It's the worst. Altair, Brother Malik, Apple of Eden, Al-Muallim, thank you. Al-Muallim. There we go. I will forget that again, but I'll get it right in the future, and will probably not stay obsessed with getting it right. Yeah, Googling things is bad. But we have very little interaction with Altair and his fellow brothers. So, and a part of that, I think, is you looking back, you realize that's kind of by design. We see Al-Muallim use the apple to fake Altair's death in front of the Order, and then send him on this pilgrimage to kill the Templar.
If the guard won't take action, it falls to us to do something.
What you propose is madness.
But necessary. How many more will we allow to go missing before the people take a stand?
It does not affect us.
Not yet. But if we continue to do nothing, it will.
And what do you propose?
I've watched the man. Learn everything there is to know about his operation. It's all here on a map I've made. He inspects his stock every day at the same time. This is when I'll strike.
So you have a piece of paper. It won't save you when you're discovered. Won't shield you from their swords and arrows.
If all goes well, it won't come to that. Anyway, it's a risk I'll have to take. Wish me luck, my friend.
Indeed. You'll need it.
Oh, sweet. So spoilers for the end of this game, obviously. And we're praying so as to be ignored. Yep. Praying. Jumping off of things. So, you know, you're set up and sent out on this. You're set out on this mission, and Al-Mualim is banking on Altair's arrogance to, you know, be the thing that drives him forward to sort of redeem himself. And what ends up happening, what we see happening through the course of the game, is that Altair, you know, through these investigations and through his interactions with the Templar, begins to understand the plight of the people of the Holy Land, and, you know, more deeply understand the purpose of the assassins. And we get to sort of the Altair of the modern Assassin's Creed mythos, who is this really like, who is sort of this mythic, you know, father, like this mythic patriarchal figure of the assassins, like the concept, the Platonic concept of this enlightened assassin character who makes these decisions, you know, with a heavy heart, and who comes to all of these choices with, you know, the appropriate weight of both intellectual and spiritual awareness. It's sort of, you know, we as the players see that carry out, but importantly, none of, or very few of, his fellow assassins get to see that, and we don't really see him interacting with his fellow assassins in that way. And I think that ends up becoming very interesting inside of the narrative of the games as we go on. We will see, you know, one of the things we see, we won't come to this until, for a few more games, we won't come to this until Revelations, when we start to get the backstory of Altair's time becoming the mentor of the assassins, and then becoming the mentor of the assassins, and then having to vacate the Holy Land and send his sons off to establish the assassins across the Mediterranean. But we come to see how Al-Mualim setting up this separation and this lack of awareness around, you know, both Altair's mission and his mission, his being alive, and his awareness of the people within the Holy Land, and sort of his growing awareness of the broader mission of the assassins, is what creates this really important rift that becomes really pivotal to undermining the assassin order, going into sort of the two generations leading up to what will become Ezio's story. Now, do I have to climb this golden dome, or is there... No, it's over around here. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-doo. Cool. But again, I mean, like, man, this game is, even for its pixely weirdness. It is so pretty, like, and even for it being, someday I'll time that roll right. Even for it being, you know, kind of a pixely weird thing, it is so pixely weird, brown, blue. I mean, like, unfortunately, my wardrobe is very much this game's color palette, but God, wow, I'm really bad at jumping off things. It is really pretty. Like, it's a very pretty game, especially considering, like, it's 2007. You know, the brick design is awesome. These plants are reasonably detailed, and, you know, it is wild to think that having all of these people randomly walking around and being able to be interactable was kind of a big deal. Like, it was not nothing that, you know, you had people you could highlight, you could fight anybody, you could fight and kill pretty much anyone in this game. Some of them would be useful, some of them would cause desync. You know, there was a lot going on here. Anyway, on to pickpocketing.
Please, you must help me. I'll pay you anything you ask, anything.
It's not so simple, my friend.
But it is. I know all his tricks. He's a coward, not a fighter. He'll run at the first sign of trouble. Take this map. It'll show you where he likes to hide.
Boy.
You don't understand.
Oh, I understand. You are afraid. You call yourself a warrior, but a single slave trader fills you with fear.
Fear? Nothing of the sort.
Then what?
It would be bad business on my part, seeing as I already work for him.
You?
So, now you understand? Go. Leave now and I'll forget we had this conversation.
Leave now.
Well,
Die here!
well, this is what happens when I look at my phone instead of paying attention to the game. You know, I know that me failing is very entertaining and good streaming, especially when it's like totally bumblefucky. And again, just don't, especially on like a brick surface, you're gonna get it stuck in the grout, you're just gonna break the tip off of your sword. I'll tell you, you should know better. An assassin should know how to maintain his fucking weapons better than that. Just don't do like the whole strike down thing. It's just like not, like, you don't know what's, the thing is, you just don't, either the ground is solid, in which case it's a bad idea, or you don't know what is in the ground, in which case it's a bad idea. Like, it's just not, just don't. Just don't. Look, Smith Bruno is very excited, and I'm not going to call out the company that we ordered the forge from, who still hasn't sent it to us. It's been so long. I need them to send us the forge. I want the forge. I want it now.
God save us! You won't get
Wait, what the fuck? I know, I got blamed for that body. I mean, you know, this is. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna immediately walk over here and wait until he stops being distracted by, okay, right, praying. I forgot the cardinal rule of any and all missions involving another person, which is you have to just pray a little. Altair just needs to pray about it. Just needs to pray about it.
Where are you? I know you're here somewhere. What?
God.
Who's done this? Tell me.
I swear, for a second, I thought you were talking about batteries. Because my brain is broken. Turns out AA stands for other things. It's not just batteries. Okay. 2 down, 2 to go. Alrighty, let's go check out what this informer needs. Although, speaking of AA batteries, I was talking to somebody about the Sega Game Gear, the popular the significantly less popular handheld, and how it used to eat through like $20 of AA batteries every car trip I ever went on with my brother. Like, we had Sonic. I cannot remember which Sonic game, but like it would go through a whole box of batteries in a single car trip, and it was disgusting.
Is this the great Altair before me? What an
not
honor.
Flags.
You must be here for a very
I will attempt this once,
mission.
and then
Maybe
I'm
I
going to
could
give
help
up.
you. I have been eavesdropping, and
flag
I have
races.
learned much.
They're the worst.
However, I have erred. I had some Massif flags to deliver to the bureau leader, but I lost them when attacked by thugs. Could you find them for me? I must be back to my mentor before he returns from the market, so you must be fast as the wind.
Ugh. I hate doing chores for people. Alright, we're gonna flags. Honestly, this is... So, the flag runs were, like, continue to be my least favorite part of this game. I think because of the ways in which free running in this game had the tendency to be really clunky and like angles, like, and I think part of the reason that I'm finding this a little bit more manageable is that okay, that's not a part of the flag race, is it? Okay. Well, that's rude. That's very rude. So part of the reason that I think I'm finding this a little bit more manageable is that it was a combination of both the clunkiness of the physics mechanics inside of the game, but also just the limitations of the Xbox 360 controller. So I'm currently playing on, and this is under the awareness that all Microsoft products, specifically Xbox and Game Pass, are under the BDS.
I knew I could count on you, Master Altair.
Are under
Here is
BDS
what I
right now,
learned from
but
listening to the
you
guards near
can't
the Dome of the Rock.
play.
They were talking about the man named Talal. They said he has many loyal followers, all of whom will readily give their lives for the man. If their master is in danger, they are sure to intervene, giving Talal time to escape. That is all I know. I hope my small contribution will help.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That was helpful. All of this is said with the caveat that Xbox is currently under BDS. Microsoft is, because of their participation, their specifically closed participation with, and I think that's worth mentioning because we're playing a game and I'm currently running around a fictional Jerusalem. They have their particularly close relationship with Israeli special intelligence, and so Microsoft and Microsoft products are under BDS, and specifically Game Pass, and then games like Call of Duty and a couple of others have been targeted by BDS. But one of the reasons that I'm using my Xbox, aside from the fact that I already own most of the Assassin's Creed games on Xbox, and that it was easy for me to set that up with my computer relatively well, is that you can't play the original Assassin's Creed on PlayStation. It's not available. The PS3 version is not available through any backwards compatibility onto PlayStation, but I have a physical disc of it for Xbox, so that's why we're currently playing it here. But to finish the thought I was having about the fun flag thing is that I think part of the reason those games, aside from the weird physics of them, part of the reason that those quests were so hard and so unpleasant, it was a limitation of the physics, but also just a limitation of the Xbox 360 controller. You know, you were dealing with an 8-point movement system that had some granularity in between it, but it was really, you were dealing with like an 8-point movement system, as opposed to right now I'm playing on an Xbox One X with an Xbox Pro Series 2, I think is what it's called, is the whatever the very nice weighty, an Elite Series 2 controller, which don't buy one. But you know, it does make for this, you know, really smooth action that I think does make the game a little bit easier to navigate.
What tragedies tomorrow may bring, defend against an uncertain future. Protect the ones you love.
Dang, the capture card really does just look better.
Talal provides. Who knows what the future holds?
Also,
what
propaganda, man.
Tomorrow may bring.
Propaganda society, ever since we figured out any sort of structural society, we started doing propaganda. It's wild.
Talal provides.
And it's interesting to me how one of the things, you know, it is interesting that one of the things from the very beginning of the Assassin's Creed games has been leveraging, you know, leveraging sort of how you use propaganda. In this part of the game, it's about the interrogation side, but once we get to Assassin's Creed 2, and I'm not going to be able to stop talking about how much I like Assassin's Creed 2. I wish I could, but that just ain't going to happen. The fact that you can get into the place of being able to bribe criers to drop your wanted level is huge, and I think it's also very clever. I think it says a lot about what the games are trying to do and trying to say. Oh, come on, both of you, shut up. This ain't your fight, Holmes.
I have nothing to say to you.
Speak to me or speak to God. It's your choice.
Yeah, if you buy,
won't stop the work
if you
he
want me
does,
to try
cannot
oddball controllers, I will 100% play them on stream.
He prepares them for the journey.
I might not play a whole run with them on stream, but I will absolutely
try them. And when
try
the time comes, they are sent to Akka.
Where is this warehouse? And why Akka?
Talal tells me what I need to know. Nothing more. It is safer that way.
For him, perhaps. Though not, I fear, for you.
And then we do a murder. I mean, it's Assassin's Creed. Like, that is like kind of the thing. Okay, where to next? Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Well, I said what I said, and I meant what I meant. Because an elephant's faithful 100%. And I will say, one of the things I am excited about is, like, I've said it before, I do want to, as we get towards, and you know, as we get into the lead up to, I don't know where the fuck you are, man. As we get up into, you know, Switch 2, assuming that I will ever be able to afford a Switch 2, and acquire one for my own purposes, I will, yeah, let's do that. Awesome. Can I get another one? Yes! That's right, that's how this game is played. Okay. No, don't throw me. Fuck you. So, once I get... So my plan is, assuming I can get a Switch 2, I've never played Waker. Which I hear, which everyone has told me over and over again, is like one of the best, if not the best, Zelda game. And so I am really excited about the idea of doing a lead-up stream. But I have, you know, now that I have the capture card, I do have all the things to like run my actual N64, and I have my original I have my original Ocarina of Time cartridge, and I have my original Majora's Mask cartridge, and I think I still have my Wii floating around. I still have my Wii floating around for Twilight Princess, and I guess I could technically play Wind Waker on. I guess I could technically play Wind Waker on the GameCube if someone has a copy of the GameCube, because I think I have a GameCube controller floating around, so I probably wouldn't even have to wait. So the idea of doing some Zelda stuff with some weird controllers would also be appealing. Is really what got me thinking about that. Yo, Tom, if you get back into streaming, I would love to do some joint streaming projects. That would be fun AF. Oh yeah, I've got. It's a little bit convoluted, but I have VGA to HDMI. I have a couple of VGA to HDMI systems that, and because they're before you get to the HDMI and before you get to the capture card, I have much more faith in those than anything. I have much more faith in those than anything that I messed around with in the I'm gonna try and use my camera capture to do the thing, and then the problem with the camera capture, I think, is actually that I was what I realize now is that the 4K, the Camlink 4K isn't designed to push the bit rate that the Xbox wants to push. It's designed for cameras, which means it's designed for pushing 24, maybe max 60 frames a second, and that's just not that's not really what you want coming out of the Xbox, and so yeah. Plus it's old, and I don't know, I beat the crap out of it during COVID when I was traveling around with it for work. Boy. Right, and the second I added in the splitter, it lost its mind because it really couldn't figure out. It knew it was looking at the Xbox, but didn't know. It knew it was looking at the Xbox, but then because the splitter had its own limitations and was only able to push 60 hertz, but that 60 hertz was limited by the internal hardware of the splitter. It's all it's a whole thing. At some point, I will produce a podcast about all of the technical things that I love to run into at work. For now, I guess I should be talking more about the interesting things that we're looking at, like the overlap of churches and mosques and synagogues that we're seeing inside of Jerusalem at the time. Which is actually, interestingly enough, man, the Third Crusade is weird. Wait, no. There we go. Interestingly enough, I was rereading some stuff, some of the books that I have on the Third Crusade, and it's an interesting one. The Third Crusade is kind of wild, in part because, in part because I'm apparently trying to throw myself off enough buildings so that I might die. Actually, I'm gonna hang. I'm gonna not fight that Templar. I'm just gonna sit in this corner until my sync stuff fills back up, and we're gonna talk about the Third Crusade for a minute. So, the Third Crusade. Third Crusade happens. Interestingly enough, the Third Crusade happens because someone got pissed. I cannot remember the name of who now because names and I are bad today. Because someone got pissed that the king of Jerusalem got married and decided to functionally start a trade war, basically violating trade treaties and attacking caravans. And that was justification for that led to justification for the Sultanate to initiate conflicts that then led to the declaration of the Crusade. It also led to the ceasing of hostilities between France and England for a while, which was very interesting until Philip got bored and until Philip got bored and went back to France and decided, no, I'm going to keep harassing England, which was, okay, fine. Then run away, dodge and run away. How do okay. Until Philip got bored and went back to France and started harassing England again. But
to escape from a fight.
Richard I decided that he was going to stay and fight it out. But fascinating stuff. They also, it would actually take 2 more crusades before they would, before Europe would reclaim Jerusalem for any amount of time, and even then it would only be for a matter of months. Turns out we were really bad. Turns out Europeans were surprisingly bad at crusading for a very long time.
Thank you, my boy.
Like we hit like a lot of death, just like tons and tons of death. We kept doing crusades.
I know what it is to be.
But it seems like we were kind of bad at it. I'm being mostly flippant because, of course, it was all much more complicated than that. I mean, one of the big positive impacts of the Third Crusade was that it did reestablish and open up trade routes for Christians at the time, and we did take control of the island of Crete. God, the names are going to kill me. I wrote all of this down. Where did I put the documentation where I put all of this down? Here's the problem, you write stuff down and then it all just is in one head and out in one ear, in one head. Good Lord. Even when I'm awake, words, no good. No, Cyprus, right. Okay, so that was the other big thing. Richard took control of Cyprus, which ended up being a huge point of trade and supplies for further crusades over the subsequent centuries. 2 centuries? 3 centuries? 2 centuries.
King and his army of infidels. They go against the will of God and must be made to pay.
Climb the church. Climb the church.
They say it is a crusade. A crusade for what?
Climb the church.
Violence, madness. We must resist. We must fight them in any way we can.
Climb the church. Keep climbing.
Now comes the English king and his infidel army. They leave horrors in their wake. Saladin arrives to meet him.
Also, technically, Richard wasn't the one that agreed to the crusade. It was his father, and then his father died. But we climb the church. We jump off the church. This is how we do. We collect the flag because we saw the flag, but we will not be collecting all of the flags, because otherwise we will be here for oh dang, that is the other thing. Like, one of the things, the balancing act of streaming and and doing work this week it was a little bit crazy. Like, work was busier than I expected, and I wasn't able to get to the soundboard. It's really kind of a bummer.
Do we not?
But
I am in an ocean of trouble. I had a mission to investigate some
I feel you.
strange
I'm also
disappearances
in
in
an
a
ocean
rich
of trouble.
district, and Talal's men saw my face. My status is compromised. Would you be kind enough to eliminate them for
Work
me?
being busy, it's worth picking back up. Man, let me tell you, the thing that's wild about being a contractor, and this is the thing that I think, and it's one of the wildest things about, like setting aside one of the, I think Altair would get this. Like, I feel like being an assassin is a lot like being a freelancer. I mean, he's part of a guild, though. Like, this is, I feel like, and this is a time, you know, in Altair's time, the Assassin's Guild was strong. Like, you had the headquarters, you had the headquarters, you had the Brotherhood, you know, to the extent that there were benefits, you had access to them. I feel like the modern assassins are much more like freelancers, and that, like, you know, what are you dealing with? You're like, you know, you're kind of just out on your own. You're making it work the best you can, and it's just brutal. Like, what are you gonna do? You're sort of, you're going from contract to contract. You're doing your best. And one of the things that's frustrating is that even when work is picking up, part of the challenge is, like, when is, you know, it's not just the work. It's like, I do a lot of work and then I gotta wait for the invoice. And then you wait, and then you wait, and then you wait, and then you wait, and then you wait. And then it's and then that's you know, less than ideal. And it's, you know, it's frustrating, but it's what? Wait, why did I fail that? I thought I was doing fine with the banter and making a fun comparison between the assassins and being a freelance videographer, but fine, game. I guess you know, have ways to assess, you know, what I'm doing that are more effective than my eyes. The game thinks it knows itself better than I do.
Safety and peace, Altair.
Ugh.
We live in harsh times, do we not?
Fucking rude.
I am in an ocean of trouble. I had a mission to investigate some strange disappearances in the rich district.
We'll give it one more shot, and then we'll give up.
My
because we don't
my
need to do
status
it.
is compromised. Would you be kind enough to eliminate them for me in exchange for the information you seek?
Indeedy do. We're gonna go and try that one more time.
For today only, I've decided to reduce prices on everything. Come.
See, really, I feel more like the merchant who is for today only reducing prices on everything. But I feel like everybody's feeling that a little bit, which is hard with the tariffs. Am I right? Who am I even talking to? It's, you know, it's fine. It's fine.
I beg of you, just a few coins, please.
Oh.
Stop him! He's going to kill me!
Alrighty. Well, time to go. Alrighty. We'll come back and do that some other time. Job market is rough right now. If I'd stayed in better shape, I feel like coming back and doing the whole assassin thing would have been, you know, I would have been bad at it. Honestly, like, who am I kidding? Like, I couldn't do what Altair does. I don't have that dog in me. I also think, honestly, it's probably like with Luigi out there, it's a competitive market. I feel like there's a lot of people sort of vying for that kind of work. I can't compete with that. To every NSA agent who's currently listening, I'm obviously joking.
Leave this place.
It's commentary. And I really don't know. What happens if humor is just, like, not a thing that exists anymore? That's not going to happen, right? Right? The fact that chat can't, like, literally talk back at me at this moment is really depressing and terrifying. I'm also realizing that if work is slow at a certain point, I am going to end up just coming in here and 100%ing stuff and going back and redoing memories, like, on a, like, daytime stream. But, that's just because my brain is broken and, you know, I want all the cool weapons and stuff. Don't worry, I will put it on stream and then, like, put those runs up, but I won't do, like, actual content and assassination stuff. It sure is. And, no, they haven't outlawed jokes. They keep trying to get jokes to leave the room. I mean, some would say that their policy decisions are pretty fucking hilarious. Am I right? Like, who would do any of the things that they're doing in their right minds? It's a fucking clown show. Again, any NSA agent who's currently watching, like, please, it's fine. Like, totally chill. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to do anything. I live in DC. I know better. I know where my fucking bread gets buttered. Come on. Like, good lord. I wish I could say that I'm not totally culpable in everything, but I'm totally culpable in everything. It's so sad. It's the worst. Like, one of the, like, who amongst us? Whomst amongst us? Also, we should say whomst more. Again, one of the fun weirdnesses of this game is the tendency to just, like, where the fuck is this guy? Anyway, squirrel. One of the weird tendencies of this game is for you to kind of misdirect where you're at and
go away.
End up.
Your presence annoys me.
Well, but I was praying. I was doing the right thing. Do I have to go get some monks? I guess I do. There are monks over here, right? Yeah, I guess I gotta go with the monks. One of the things that come on, it's very easy to accidentally jump into the hay, and they make that a little bit better in future games, but then they make it really easy to accidentally sit down on benches. And I feel like we've come full circle a little bit in the franchise, where we're now at the point where it's almost a little bit too hard to pop into certain types of cover in a way that's a little bit interesting. But here we are. And now I sit on a nearby bench and listen to them talk. I can't think of any more of this song. Damn.
He's a coward. If it wasn't for the money, I'd be long
so
gone.
Close.
You're either stupid or blind. Maybe it's both.
How can you say that?
You didn't see what happened.
I saw well enough. Our caravan was attacked, and the first thing he did was flee.
No, he didn't run.
What are you talking about?
Do you forget what became of the men who attacked us?
Felled by our archers, thanks be to God.
Not our archers, him, alone.
So you're saying he saved us?
Yes, he headed for higher ground. Used his bow to kill them.
I had no idea.
The man's a master archer. You do well to remember that.
Right, I forgot that that's actually like a really important piece of intel. This guy's actually like dangerous. Okay. All right, and how do I get out of here? Probably with murder. I'm guessing with murder. Let's see if it's with murder. Let's try praying first. Can we exit with prayer?
I'll have your
Nope. Nope. Can't get out with prayer. Can't get out with prayer. Time to go with running and with murder. Okay, yep. Like, you would think the praying while leaving the church would do it. Like, it's... I mean, truly, what is more true than that? But hey, we made it out. All right. Because I'm a glutton for punishment, I am gonna say I want to try this guy. I want to try this informant one more time. Just because it's only 8:30. We're making awesome time, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling on a roll, like that roll I just did on the ground. See, look at that. The comedic timing is just it's flowing. It's flowing like this guy who's trapped in an ocean of trouble. Look, 2 for 2. Let's keep going.
In the rich district, and Talal's men saw my face. My status is compromised. Would you be kind enough to eliminate them for me in exchange for the information you seek?
Alrighty. And I have to stealth. Oh, right. Okay, so I've got to do this from benches. Okay. I remember now. The goal here is... Okay, there's my target. Right, there's my target, and where is a stealth place that I can... Right. Okay, so there's my guy. Don't want to touch the guy until... Okay, let's see. Trying to remember how to do this. Let's see, because I think what I want to do... Is there a bench up here? There's a bench up here. Okay. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. I do really, I will say, I haven't been using Eagle Vision hardly at all, and this is why I hate it. It's one of the only things, I love the concept, but I hate that it tosses you into this first-person camera. You can't move, you can't really do anything with it, and it doesn't linger for any reasonable amount of time. It's just, and again, I'm spoiled. I'm cursed by knowledge. I am cursed by modern gaming and modern Assassin's Creed structures where it's just like, yep, cool, this is not what I want. But here, let's see if I go up here and... No, that guy's not going to come anywhere near me. Okay, so I have to go and very gently... Oop, and then very gently walk this way. We're gonna go... Right, okay, and then we're gonna go, and then I... Trot. Go get caught. My beats are hot.
You're rid of the ones who knew me? Excellent. Here's what I learned about Talal. He's a powerful slaver who occupies an area north of town, near the Barbican. He pays a tribute to the city guards so he can operate in the shadows. But from what you showed me today, I'm sure he will share the same fate as the others. Thank you again, Altair.
Well, that was useless. None of that information helped me, but I'm glad we did it anyway. Because we got to kill some more guys, and now we have more of the helix filled in. Also, what a weird concept that we're like filling in. I hadn't said that out loud in a minute. Like, we're filling in a part of a helix. Like, there's a genetic memory that we're literally filling in on a helix. It's kind of bizarre. Anyway, so let's go see the guy who really hates us and tell him we're ready to go kill a slaver so that a person who's enslaving us can find a relic that can help enslave humanity.
Malik.
Come to waste more of my time?
I found Talal. I'm ready to begin my mission.
That is for me to decide.
Very well. Here's what I know. He traffics in human lives, kidnapping Jerusalem citizens and selling them into slavery. His base is a warehouse located inside the Barbican, north of here. As we speak, he prepares a caravan for travel. I'll strike while he's inspecting his stock. If I can avoid his men, Talal himself should prove little challenge.
Little challenge? Listen to you. Such arrogance.
Are we finished? Are you satisfied with what I've learned?
No. But it will have to do.
Oh, right, I have to interact with this feather. Good times.
Rest, prepare, cry in the corner. Do whatever it is you do before a mission. Only make sure you do it quietly.
That guy sucks.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
But now we get to go and do another fun murder. Doopy-doop-doo. And a 1 and a 2. And up we get, and away we go. Okay,
I'll have your hand for that!
Stop this, please! Let go of me! I've done nothing wrong!
Please! No reason to stand here. Leave.
I need
help! Infidel!
Get you!
So, little things about our target. I mean, the only other little bits and bobs that are worth touching on here are that
I'll find a way to
fictional
repay this
character
kindness
made up for the
I
game.
swear.
And if I remember correctly, although I will confirm it when we see him, I'm pretty sure he's I can't remember if this one's the slaver who's like upsettingly fatphobic, or if that's the slaver in like the next section of the game. But like that is a problem that I am gonna want to talk about as we get into it, which is like we are going to get into some of like the really, especially in like the AC2 when we get into dealing with some of the Roman stuff, there is some real interesting body stuff and sexuality and gender stuff that we get into in AC2 and Brotherhood. It's truly unfortunate in some of the spots, and there's a little bit of that here. Not a ton, in part because I think it doesn't come up as much to my recollection. No interesting stuff about butts. Unfortunately, you misheard. No interesting butt stuff. Interesting stuff, but
He's not the
we're not
last
going
of
to
them.
get into that here.
I hope so.
At least not immediately.
Still,
Probably not today.
best not to take any chances. I'll hurry home. Don't think I'll leave it again anytime soon, either. You've done me a kindness, young man. Be assured, I won't forget it.
Okay, so let's go do some killing of things. Let's go do some killing of things. Doobie-doop-doo, doobie-doop-doo. Cool. Okay. The other thing that, I mean, just talking again about gameplay stuff, that I think was really interesting and novel about this game that I think is, I don't know, a thing that I take for granted a lot and that I think I found charming and new, is the extent to which you would just run into places, you would just run into little courtyards that had a bunch of tables set up. And that it was just kind of this cool thing where you just had tables set up and it was kind of nice. You know, you would just see them and they were there and they, you know, they weren't there for anything other than setting up the universe. Like, I don't think I've ever really noticed that there's a little fish stall over there. What's doing there? Nothing. Just there, being a fish stall. And that was something that this game did, you know, and I think a lot of the subsequent games do pretty well. I think that, again, especially in like the modern games, like that starts to get kind of tricky because they've instrumentalized that a lot with the advent of the gear mechanics. So a lot of those stalls have now become more active gear merchants, which is weirdly flattened them in some interesting ways. But yeah, fascinating stuff. Like, there's no one selling anything in that rug stall. But it's there, and it looks pretty.
I'm so hungry. Just a little money in front of me.
Also, why the okay, a thing that bothered me then and bothers me now. Oh, fine, you die. Wow, that was super effective. That was actually way more effective than I expected it to be. One of the things that bothered me even at the time is the way that beggars in this environment, oh come on, will chase you. I think it's kind of a fascinating thing, and I get why they do it mechanically, but I think that it is an interesting choice It's an interesting choice in the way that the game chooses to portray the populace in this sort of like the type of desperation that you're seeing. Oh, fine. But here we go.
It's good you came along when you did. Another minute and they would have made off with me.
Alrighty. We've got the vigilantes. Oh, we're one away from another sync bar. It's not worth going and finding that right now. Let's dive into the memory. Oh, no. Well, now we're trapped here. That's fun. Okay, but so again, like the Scenarium, we have this space of cages.
What now, slaver?
Do not call me that. I only wish to help them, as I myself was helped.
You do no kindness imprisoning them like this.
Imprisoning them? I keep them safe, preparing them for the journey that lies ahead.
What journey? It is a life of servitude.
You know nothing. It was folly to even bring you here. To think that you might see and understand.
I understand well enough. Show yourself.
So again, we're getting the narrative of, you know, this idea of imprisonment, of, you know, literally stealing people of slavery as a gift, as an offer of assistance, as
so
helping
you
people.
To see the man who called you here.
You did not call me here. I came on my own.
Did you? Who unbarred the door? Cleared the path? Did you once raise your blade against a single man of mine, huh? No. All this I did for you. Step into the light then, and I will grant you one final favor.
Right. And this concept of, like, the Templar mastermind, like, this is, like, all of them, no matter where they are, they think of themselves as being so clever and above it all
Now
in
I
an
stand
interesting
before
way.
you. What is it you desire?
Come down here. Let us settle this with honor.
Why must it always come to violence? It seems I cannot help you, for you do not wish to help yourself. And I cannot allow my work to be threatened. You leave me no choice. You must die.
And now we fight.
This will teach you not to
Remember, this
trespass.
will be an absolute menace of a fight. I can't pray my way out of this one. I can't remember if this is a fight where I have to just break. I can't remember. This might be one of those fights where I have to.
Kill him already!
Where I have to stop fighting, or if I have to beat wave after wave. I just. So I'm gonna start by trying to kill these guys.
What's wrong with you?
There we go. Yep. There it is. And then, yes, we chase them in. Alright.
Keep him away from me!
Right. Yes, I remember this now. And then, why are you... Yes, okay. We're also getting another interesting narrative stereotype in this guy. You know, we are going to present an honorable face that isn't cowardice, but then flee at the first direct sign of threat. Which is an interesting thing when you get sort of the handsome archer motif attached to that. Sorry, motif is not the right word there. When you get the handsome archer look attached to that, I think that there are ways of reading to that, but I don't feel compelled to do any of those readings because I think it does kind of speak for itself. There did he go? Stop running with me, dude. Okay, but
You've nowhere to run now. Share your secrets with me.
My part is plain. The Brotherhood is not so weak that my death will stop its work.
What Brotherhood?
Al-Mualim is not the only one with designs upon the Holy Land. And that's all you'll have from me.
Then we are finished. Beg forgiveness from your god.
He's long abandoned us. Long abandoned the men and women I took into my arms.
What do you mean?
Beggars, whores, addicts, lepers. Do they strike you as proper slaves? Unfit for even the most menial tasks? No. I took them not to sell, but to save. And yet you'd kill us all. For no other reason than it was asked of you.
No. You profit from the war. From lives lost and broken.
Yes, you would think that, ignorant as you are. Wall off your mind, eh? They say it's what your kind do best. Do you see the irony in all this? No, not yet, it seems. But you will.
so now we're at the point where we're starting to get Altair. So we've gotten through our first three, which means we're sort of getting out of. I mean, we're past the prologue. And like you know the chapter structure. We're exiting chapter 3. In my mind, we're kind of getting out of the first act, really, where Altair is sort of breaking through into understanding what you know, that there's a bigger thing going on here specifically, that we're starting to get a little bit of the, you know, what the Templar Order is, or that the Templar Order is a thing, which is interesting, because it's also, as we go back into the future, we're going to start seeing a parallel there with what's happening with Desmond. Now, I had a thought about how that, you know, how that sort of revelation parallels to the changing relationship and dynamic of American individualism into, you know, what becomes the Hope and Change era, but I don't got it anymore on the Dome. It was there, but it's gone now. Because for now, I've got to fight some guys so I can have,
Get away from me!
Yo, God of War Ragnarok is very good. I mean, God of War Ragnarok, I think, is one of. I mean, it's a very particular type of game, right? Like type of RPG, but it is very good, very fun, very much worth the time, in my opinion. But I do think that I think that there is something, you know, and I think we'll start. I do want to start pulling it apart. I do want to start pulling apart the relationship between how I think part of what we're seeing, and like, you know, Desmond coming to terms with like the fact that he is an assassin, and that being a part of the Assassin Order is like an important part of his identity, and Altair realizing that he can't be a solo asshole, is sort of in that line of, you know, the growing awareness that the American exceptionalism is not sustainable, as we are seeing sort of the rise of democratic socialism, the rise and sort of effectiveness of democratic socialism instead of European states, and sort of the effectiveness of the EU, and the growing power of Germany at the time, and you know. But yes, I do like the idea of doing video essays off stream.
Altair,
as a way to
wonderful to see you return to us.
Solidify these thoughts in something that's a little bit more coherent.
The deed is done. Talal is dead.
Oh, I know. In fact,
also
the
apologies
entire city knows.
For the scratch.
Have you forgotten the meaning of subtlety?
A skilled assassin ensures his work is noticed by the many.
No, a skilled assassin maintains control of his environment.
We can argue the details all you'd like, Malik, but the fact remains I've accomplished the task set to me by Al-Muallim.
Go then. Return to the old man. Let us see with whom he sides.
You and I are on the same side, Malik.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Are the frame drops on,
God damn it! What's the problem now?
I'm getting weird
Cutscene
temperature
into cutscene.
readings. I think the Animus is overheating.
Christ, it's always something. How long?
Too soon to tell.
These delays are unacceptable, Miss Stillman. I want progress reports every hour.
It's gonna be a while, Desmond. Why don't you go lie down or something? Get some rest.
So we're probably getting, I mean, there's a possibility that you're
Why
getting...
is he always yelling at you? It's his machine.
His theories. He's not the one who built it.
Who did? You?
No. Abstergo has a team of engineers. Not much they don't have. But I did oversee the assembly. Guess that's why he gets so angry with me.
He's a dick.
He's under a lot of pressure.
Oh.
We all are.
Can't believe you're defending the guy.
Warren saved my life, so if he wants to yell a little, let him.
That's an internet issue on my end. Yeah. So that's less a tech issue, more an internet thing on my side. Or sorry, not a stream. It's not an issue with the stream tech. It's an issue with the internet feed. So sorry about that. Unfortunately, not a ton I can do about that because it FiOS.
What do you mean he saved your life?
You're not the only one who doesn't get to go home at night.
Wait, are you saying you're a prisoner?
When they first approached me, I was finishing up my PhD. The university had made it clear I had no future there. They didn't like the subject of my doctorate, called it pseudoscience. Said keeping me on would discredit and embarrass them. It was the same everywhere. Other universities, companies I interviewed with. Pretty soon I was out of money and out of time. I was this close to waiting tables. Then I got a letter.
From Vidic?
He said he'd been following my career since undergrad, that he believed in my work and wanted to meet to discuss my future. You have no idea how good it felt to hear that. So I met with him. What did I have to lose?
And he offered you a job.
Yes, here at Abstergo, helping out on the Animus project. I'd have a chance to test my theories and prove the professor's wrong. How could I turn that down?
I think I'm missing the part where you became a prisoner.
Sometimes I wonder if they weren't behind it all. If they manipulated events so that I'd get desperate. They can do that. They can do anything. I didn't think when I agreed to come here. They even told me I'd be trapped. For 6 months, a year max. Once the product launched, there'd be no need for secrecy anymore. But until then, I'd be a guest of the company. At least, that's what they said.
And when the Animus was ready?
They came in while I was sleeping. 3 guys.
Capture Heart's looking fine.
They dragged me out of bed. God. The worst part is I knew them.
Yeah, no, things are looking
One guy,
pretty good
Richard,
on my end.
we ate lunch together sometimes. And now he was gonna... They were cracking jokes. I tried to pull away. He hit me. And that's when he told me I was going to die.
Christ, what did you do?
Nothing. I kept telling myself it wasn't real. And then Warren was there, shouting at them to get away from me. And they listened.
Jesus.
He's not a happy man, Desmond. I wouldn't even say he's a good man, but he saved my life. They never came for me again, and he promised they never would.
You're still stuck here working for these nut jobs.
But I'm alive. Anyway, I really do need to get the Animus repaired. I'll see you tomorrow, Desmond.
Okie dokie. Yeah, so it looks like it was an internet issue, not a stream issue, because the feed kept looking good on my end. So there's that. But yeah, I agree. Oh.
Someone's been in here.
Wait, how does he know that? Someone's been in here? But I don't want to interact with a bed. What do I want to go look at things? Yeah. There's a key.
Looks like some kind of access code.
Okay, so we have an access code. And so we have access code. Checking out the bathroom, because we always want to check out the bathroom. Yeah, it's truly a bizarre number of towels. I don't want to interact. Okay, I don't want to interact with the bed. What I do want to interact with is yes, that guy. Right. Because now I can use the Animus After Hours, but also poke around in other things. I do really like the idea of doing video essays after. I think what I'll do is, I think what I would want to do is get to the end of the stream and, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Because come on. Like, what do you think he's doing? Lame. That's what I was thinking, is at the end of the game I'll take I'll scrub back through, because I can produce transcripts for each of the videos, scrub back through thoughts, and then right, exactly. Because I have capture content, a separate feed of gameplay, so yeah, can do some interesting things with all of that. Oh, right. It truly is. I think Leela comes back up. In another game. Right. We read through this in a previous one. Oh yeah, and the access pen, which we now have. So now we can go look in Warren's files. Ugh. Clunky movements. Wait, I thought I had the access pen. Do I not have the access pen? I picked up the pen. What does the pen do? Did I not? I thought I... I picked up the pen. What does the pen let me do? Trying to remember, and now I'm frustrated. Because, like, I know I picked up the pen. Does the pen let me access the Animus? No, because I could do that before. Because now I can go back and, like, I can, like, go back and do cleanup if we wanted to, which I'm not gonna force you all through, because that just feels cruel. Why doesn't the pen... I thought the pen would let me get to Vidic, who I realize now I've also been referring to as Varric, who I think is the guy from Dragon Age. Who I like. Varric is fun, Vidic is bad. Varric fun, Vidic bad. Varric fun, Vidic bad. But the question is, why can't... so... I thought... So, do I have the pen? Do I not have the pen? This is great content, because I know it's really enjoyable watching me do the same thing over and over again and fail. Okay, so we're not going to do that again. We are going to go back into the bedroom and see what happens. I wonder if the pen lets me jimmy open a thing. Right, because it doesn't let me leave. Nothing lets me leave. I don't leave this... anything with this game. Nope. No interact red button here. Go on. Okay. Alrighty. We sleep, we have weird dreams. We awake the following morning. September 6th.
Rise and shine. We've got quite a day ahead of us.
You're in a good mood this morning.
Miss Stillman has made some modifications to the Animus. You should be able to remain inside even longer now.
And help you with your treasure hunt.
This is serious business, Mr. Miles. I don't think you fully appreciate the work that Abstergo does.
Maybe because I don't actually know what you people do.
His neck's at a weird
We
angle.
change the world. Every day, in 100 different ways. Did you know that nearly every single breakthrough of the past millennia, be it medical, mechanical, or philosophical, has come from Abstergo or its predecessors?
That's a bold claim, Doc. Think you might be exaggerating a bit?
Not in the slightest. Oh, we certainly don't take the credit. That would arouse far too much suspicion. We choose our beneficiaries with great care.
Why?
Isn't it obvious? It means we're in control.
But how? What makes you guys so special, so smart? That you happen to invent all these things while us mere mortals stumble around like idiots?
To be fair, we don't invent them. We find them.
Find them?
They're gifts, Mr. Miles. From those who came before. We'll have to continue this discussion later. Time's wasting.
Oh, it's so... Ugh, God. I hate Vidic so much. It is so very much...
Morning, Desmond.
Yeah. Hi.
It has big... I mean, it's just so classic divine right to rule argument in a way that is just... There we go. That's what I needed. Now I have the pen to access his computer in the future. Okay. And now we can pop back in and spin up a memory.
Start your memory already!
Impatient bastard, isn't he? What is... Oh, viewpoints, okay. Anyway, moving on. Okay.
Let's go, Mr. Miles.
And
Time.
we're diving in.
Should you enter a
dipping the
fist
pen
fight,
and
guards will
accompanying
not
it.
interfere, but drawing your weapon will turn them hostile.
Come in, Altair. You've done well. 3 of the 9 lay dead, and for this you have my thanks. But do not think to rest upon your laurels. Your work has just begun.
I am yours to command, Master.
King Richard, emboldened by his victory at Acre, prepares to move south towards Jerusalem. Salah is surely aware of this, and so he gathers his men before the broken citadel of Arsuf.
Would you have me kill them both then? End their war before it begins in earnest?
No. To do so would scatter their forces and subject the realm to the bloodlust of 10,000 aimless warriors. It will be many days before they meet, and while they march, they do not fight. You must concern yourself with a more immediate threat. The men who pretend to govern in their absence.
Give me names and I'll give you blood.
So I will. Abun Nukud, the wealthiest man in Damas, Majduddin, regent of Jerusalem, William of Montferrat, liege lord of Acre.
What are their crimes?
Greed, arrogance, the slaughter of innocents. Walk amongst the people of their cities. You'll learn the secrets of their sins. Do not doubt that these men are obstacles to the peace we seek.
Then they will die.
Another of your items is restored. Take it. See that it is put to good use. Return to me as each man falls, that we might better understand their intentions. And Altair, take care. Your recent work has likely attracted the attention of the city guard. They'll be more suspicious than they've been in the past.
Yeah, so we're getting into the part of the game where we... And I think the game does a little bit more interesting... The game does this a little... The games do this in mixed ways moving forward. We're entering what I think of as, like, you know, Act 2, and our targets are going to be more generally corrupt leadership, and with part of the point that I think the designers and writers are gearing towards being that there is an aspect of leadership, especially governmental leadership, that is inherently prone to corruption, and that part of what is appealing about the Templar narrative is that it helps to explain and justify corrupted leadership, and the assassins help to explain a possibility of alternatives. But I think that, again, the games complicate that in interesting ways that we'll get into as we start killing people.
Altair, it seems my students do not fully understand what it is to wield the blade. Perhaps you could show them what you know.
But first I have to go to this frustrating combat thing, which is grab break. Love a grab break.
Perfect. The work of a master.
Teach the children of the blade. I mean, hey.
That, my students, is how we all should fight.
There we go. Altair out here being a badass and doing the thing. And we're gonna not, exit the tutorial.
You must
I don't
be
want to
busy.
do any more of this.
I understand.
Obviously I'm busy. Of course I'm busy. I'm Altair. Okay. And now they're gonna make us ride back, and we're gonna go ahead and repeat our order, because I think that is the simplest way to navigate picking our targets. We're gonna go to Damascus. Oh yeah. We're gonna go to Damascus next and carry forth from there. We've all been studying the blade. Roland say, hey. Soundboard is high on the list for this coming week. High on the list to make sure that we have at least a handful of important cues available for all of you to enjoy, as because I feel like we also need the horse girl alarm. Game is dropping frames while I run, but not the video. Interesting. Interesting. Why would that be? What's the haps there, game? Yeah. Oh, look at that. That is what that's doing. Well, that's wrong. I don't care for that one tiny bit. What's going on here, bud? What's going on here, capture card? You got one job. You got one simple job. It's to look good. And it's to make me look good. Can you follow through? How's that? Okay. No. Let's see what could be eating the bandwidth right now. Gentle reader. Wow. Sometimes I just do dumb stuff. Somebody forgot to make sure that my someone forgot to make sure that my backup drive was not disconnected, and so there we go. I bet that's looking a lot better because my computer's not trying to back itself up while I'm streaming. Oops. Yeah. Bet that looks much better now. Yeah, much better now. Oh no, it did for a second. Now it doesn't. What's the well, let's see. Yeah, wow. Okay. You know, sometimes I hate technology. There are days where I loathe the existence of any sort of technology at all. I mean, it looks better on my end, and it is better. It's not as good as I want it to be, but it is better. It is better. I will accept this as improved enough. It is still dropping frames. But it's not a... Technology's hard. Times are tough. You know. It's always rough when the technology starts making you look bad when viewership is at its peak at the the 9 o'clock hour when everyone's signing on to say hi and see what's up, but
when you have been exposed, killing some of your pursuers will make it easier to escape.
The trend at this point is up. It's better than it's ever been. It's cleaner than it's ever been. It's prettier than it's ever been. The levels are nicer than it's ever been. I'm awake. Like, we're here. It's happening. The stuff goes. And but yeah, wow, why are we dropping frames? I mean, you know what? Unfortunately, the reality is probably that the neighborhood probably the reality is probably that everyone in my neighborhood is currently deciding to turn on whatever everybody's watching today. No spoilers. The last few episodes of Andor, which I need to watch. That's probably like my goal tomorrow. I'm waiting on client feedback first thing in the morning, and once it comes in, and until it comes in, that's what I'm going to be doing with my day, is hanging out and watching Andor. It's going to be a fun time. So that'll be good. But yeah. And now, oh, look at this. They're just letting me in. It's lovely. I love this for us. Look at that. We're back in Damascus. We're back. Back, baby. Gonna go check it out. Say hi to the Bureau. See what's up. You know, we've learned some things, like how to be less of an asshole. And, you know, look, I'm running around. I'm not even running into anybody. Holy moly. Oh, so many dropped frames. It's so crunchy. I hate how crunchy it is. Everybody, yeah. I mean, here's the thing: if what's happening is that I'm like that I look fine, what's actually happening is that I think the capture card is having a little bit of a heat. I wonder if it's a little bit of a heat issue on the capture card, and I need to just reposition that bad boy so it's got a little bit more ventilation space. Maybe that's a little bit of it. So we'll just give it a little bit of breathing room. It's maybe tech being temperamental. If it has a little cooling. Okay. But let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh. And now for another cutscene. And a 1, and a 2. And...
Altair, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Whose life do you come to collect today? His name is Abu Nakud. What can you tell me about him?
Oh, the merchant king of Damas. Richest man in the city. Quite exciting, quite dangerous. I envy you, Altair. Well, not the bit where you were beaten and stripped of your rank, but I envy everything else. Oh, except for the terrible things the other assassins say about you. But yes, aside from the failure and the hatred, yes, aside from those things, I envy you very much.
I do not care what the others think or say. I'm here to do a job. So I ask again, what can you tell me about the Merchant King?
Only that he must be a very bad man if Al-Mualim has sent you to see him. He keeps to his own kind, wrapped in the finery of this city's noble district. A busy man, always up to something. I'm sure if you spend some time amongst his type, you'll learn all you need to know about him.
And where would you have me begin my search?
If I were you, I'd start with the Umayyad Mosque and Souk Saruja, both of which are west of here. Further to the northwest is Salahaddin Citadel. It's a popular meeting spot and has proved a reliable source of loose tongues in the past. Yes, these 3 places should serve your needs.
My thanks for your guidance, Rafiq. I'll return when I've gathered the necessary information.
Okay. I think, yes, it's a little bit crunchier than it was, but we're looking a little bit better. Yeah, okay, that feels, yeah, so it looks like temperature was at least part of the issue, so lesson learned, fingers crossed. Where am I supposed to go here? Man, let's go this way and see what's up. Is there a viewpoint? Let's go, let's go. Check out what's happening. And hope for the best. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Like we do. Over here at Falcon Fictive, always hoping for the best, preparing for the worst, falling off of things. Enjoying the weird physics that is this game. And like the weird limitations on what you can and cannot jump to. Oh. Can I get to... Right, because you can't corner things.
Why would anyone do that?
Okay. Run, 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 gentle push. Run, 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 gentle push. Pray, pray. Okay, so... Right. But now I do need to find... a tall... Oh, really?
All I ask is for a few coins. Please, can't you spare something? I'm poor and sick and hungry.
Doing a murder. Remember to talk. Oh, right, you guys are here. Right. Oh, hi. Y'all are here. Sorry. You know, this is the problem. I had this nice, like, there were more people here, and then I forgot about the talking part, and y'all left, and I get it. I do. I was just in the game, playing along, and, you know, that's not the most entertaining thing on a Thursday night, so yeah, I'm with you. It's okay. Sometimes we chat along, and sometimes we get kind of focused, and, you know, we're all just doing our best. Kind of like Altair in this moment, who is, you know, relatively well-suited for this, but, you know, could be better.
Thank you.
Could be better, could be worse.
Thank you. I'll find a way to repay this kindness, I swear it.
Excellent. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and unhighlight things, because that's going to drive me crazy. And now we're going to go find something tall to climb to get a viewpoint. There we go. Okay. Tall thing to climb to get a viewpoint so that I can unlock the location of the other viewpoints. Alrighty. And oh, yo, did you see that lady launch that pot? It went so far. Okay. Nope. Did not want to go into that hay bale. That was not on purpose. Dude, you can climb. I believe in you. I so believe in you. Get up the building. Get up the building. Okay, you did it. No, come on, man. I'm just trying to climb the building. I'm not here to fight you. I just want to go up this tower. I just want to go up this tower so that I can... Okay, yep, there we go. Okie dokie, yep, keep going. Keep climbing. I'll tie here. Oh, wait, there's nothing to climb there. Okay. And we're paying attention, and we're not being shaken by tech things, or by the fact that we're being chased. We're going all the way up. That's right. We're talking... Ow! I'm actually kind of amazed that we made it this far in, and that's the first time I accidentally leapt off of a tower when I was almost at the top of the tower, and now I have to go find that tower again, and I'm really pissed. That was incredibly frustrating. I was so close to that viewpoint. And now I have to go get to that viewpoint again. Well, first I'm gonna get this flag. Am I? No. Like, right, it's, I feel like it's all the time. I'm actually, I think there is really something to the, like, modern controllers are actually really good at compensating for, right, can I kip back in this game? I can't remember if that's a thing that I can do yet. Yes. I do think that, like, modern controllers are surprisingly good at compensating for the failings of, like, old school physics engines. Put the sword away, put throw. There we go. Good job. Just because I feel like it's like I am astounded that I haven't launched myself off of more things. It's really, really astounding. Okay, keep on going. Up, up, up you get. Up we go, and we're up. And we're climbing a little bit more. And we're climbing even more. And okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. This time, we're not going to throw ourselves bodily onto the courtyard. That's what we're not going to do. We're not going to do it. We're going to keep climbing. We're going to keep climbing. No throwing ourselves bodily onto the courtyard. Yep. Going up. So close. Oh, buddy. Look at this. Oh man. Look at you. I've never been prouder of anyone in my entire life. Oh. You're so close. You can do it. Hooray. We did it. Whew. Yeah, that one was brutal. That one was brutal. Can I get all the way to the top of this tower? Like, I know I don't need to for any reason, but like there's a part of me that really wants to. But we're not going to do that. We're gonna not be distractible friends. We're gonna go and we're gonna eavesdrop. Yep, we're gonna eavesdrop here and start this investigation in earnest. And you know what? We're just gonna do 2 eavesdrops. We're gonna acknowledge that right now what you guys want to see is me get through a second assassination tonight. Like, what? That guy made the weirdest fucking noise. That was wild. Okay. Where's a place that I can sit? There's gotta be a place to sit, because there's an eavesdrop opportunity. So where is the place to sit? It's right there. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna do, right, how many? 3 investigations we need. So we're just gonna do 3 investigations, and then we're gonna move on. And I'll go back and do more.
Make sure he also knows it wasn't easy arranging a shipment like this.
It's only wine. Some can be fickle in their faith.
Your holy book says something on the subject, I believe. Leave them that they may eat and enjoy themselves, and that hope may beguile them, for they will soon know. And never did we destroy a town that had a term made known.
What's that supposed to mean?
Never mind it. Be about your business.
As you wish.
There we go. Okay, we've got 1 of 3. 1 of 3 in the bag. Okay, we're gonna go get this one and this viewpoint and keep it trucking.
Just a few coins, please. A few coins. All I ask is for a few coins.
Yo, come on. Who the fuck threw that at me? That was rude. Even if I had coins, which I don't in this game, I'm not gonna give you any now. Jeez. Ugh. No, again, I don't want... Cool. So that was a great sequence of things that I totally forgot happened in this game far too often. Accidentally sitting on a bench, accidentally bumping into a guard, and then not being able to swim. Good gravy. What a time. What a time. Alrighty. So we're gonna go get this viewpoint. Okay. Right. Because this is the part where traversal, right? This is the point. This is the point where this game starts to feel kind of repetitive. So there is we're at the part where we're, you know, if we were trying to do more than the base minimum on stream, which I'm, you know, not gonna start trying to do too much of, except to cover the fact that I want to talk and not just sort of walk around. We would just be doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and we're gonna try and avoid doing that by doing, you know, we're at the point where we're going to be doing 3 investigations per assassination, and, you know, we'll get through viewpoints so that we unlock spaces, but we're not going to do more than that. I will, you know, I will take a look and see about what would be involved in and how effectively I would be able to, you know, during the week, next week, you know, after I take the time to set up the soundboard and do other stuff, go back in and do some of the other memories and unlock some of the other interesting stuff.
I need your advice.
What is it?
But
this morning, I went to hang the lantern
for now.
And this troubles you why?
I forgot to remove the scaffold.
Forgot it where?
Just outside the Merchant King's quarters, above the balcony. What if it falls? It could be hurt.
Too late to do anything about it now. Just hope it isn't noticed. You can deal with it tomorrow.
So we have an entry point in the Merchant King's scaffold. Oh, hi, it's another bot. Hello, bot. Hi, bot. Okay, come on. Climby, climby, climb. All right. No, and I can't get up from under there, so we're gonna drop down, and then, God, do another. No, we're gonna run away from this fight. Come on. Well. No, Templar. Oh, God. Okay, nope. Yep, stab him. Stab him while he's on the ground. Kill him, kill him. Kill him now. Get him, get him. Okay, we got a Templar. We got another Templar. That's good. That's fun. This is, yep, we're in the gameplay. We're in the throes of gameplay now. Cool, cool, cool. Everything's great. Everything's so great. I'm doing a totally awesome job at fighting. No one is worried about this. I'm definitely not bad at it. Totally subpar job. Yeah, there we go. Getting back into the vibe. Take it 2, 3. Yeah. Cool, 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 cool. Cool. Oh. Okay, come on. So we're trying to get this viewpoint, and then we're gonna get this viewpoint. First, we're gonna kill this man. We're gonna get this viewpoint. We're gonna use this viewpoint to hopefully unlock another investigation thing. And then, hopefully, that'll unlock the Merchant King of Damas, and we'll go ahead and get his story upon his death as to why he thinks that what he was doing was good, but it was probably actually bad. And then we'll go from there. And by go from there, I mean, like, it'll probably take us another 45 minutes, and we'll all be ready to call it night. Because I'm old. Oh, right. Can I not assassinate people from inside the hay yet? Oh. It's so weird. It's so weird. We're at, okay, a realization. We're early enough in the franchise that you can't assassinate people from inside of the hay bale yet. It's truly upsetting because, like, that I feel like is one of the most important parts of the Assassin's Creed franchise is being able to, like, kill someone from inside of a hay bale. That's kind of like the whole point of the thing, and you can't do it, and that's bizarre. But again, like, you know, going back to, this is why I can't play any, like, I can't play ahead, I can't play any modern Assassin's Creed games while we're doing this particular project, because it just would break my brain. There's so many things that I want to do that you just can't.
Take any chances.
That's fine.
I'll hurry home. Don't think I'll leave it again anytime soon, either.
Okay.
You've done me a
Dude, I don't need a life story. I just wanted to help you.
I'm this young man.
Okay.
Be assured, I won't forget it.
So...
This is an earlobe.
Now we are... Oh, come on.
Someone save me from this madman! He's trying to kill me!
Okay, so, I don't know what's reinitializing, but something is. And now I need to get to another viewpoint because we still haven't unlocked another investigation point. But we'll get there, don't worry. Don't you worry, we will. Oh, come on. Be chill, dude. We will get there. Okay. Interesting. There are things, so there are environmental points where it does really feel like you should be able to climb and interact them, and you simply can't. Like that crack in the wall that has the lumber there really does read like a, yeah, you can probably climb this. And like, you know, I'm gonna get over there another way, by jumping across. Even though I messed up the angle, because again, the weird sensitivity of the angles here, where it's just like,
you cannot run forever.
but it's, you know, a little frustrating that, again, it's just the age of the game. It just shows where we are in the development, you know, in what games look like, what they're capable of, and okay, I can't talk while I'm fighting. Yeah, I guess this is this ends up being more of a combat heavy and a play-heavy stream, a little bit less story and a little bit less talk, also a little bit less goofing with horses.
How can one expect to defeat me?
And a little bit more reason to seriously consider. Oh, crap, break, dude. A little bit more reason to seriously consider. I'm gonna look at doing some during the week play again, not to progress forward or jump through assassinations, but to just sort of advance Altair, which makes all of this a little bit more remote. If when you have more segments, when the viewpoints are unlocked, there's just less risk of death, and it makes it a little bit faster for us to move around. And that way, when we're on during the week, there's a little bit less of me, you know, running around doing this sort of stuff. So we'll see. But for now, we're going to try and
leave this place. Give up! You've nowhere to run!
Really? Come on. Okay.
I will catch you!
Dude. Okay.
What?
Run. Up. Okay. One more time with feeling. But yeah, I'm not sure who said it most recently, but yeah, a script would probably in fact be a helpful thing. Just as a way to be like, fuck. I mean, part of the challenge is there's one of the things I'm trying to balance is like not being too repetitive and playing ahead, which is why I think scripting for, you know, I love the idea of doing like a YouTube video essay along with gameplay. And here it is. Now we have the last bits we need to do our informant and beat 'em ups.
Kalabalığın içine karışmayı seviyor. Gözünüzü dört açın. Kimsenin sizi kandırmasına izin vermeyin.
Okay. And we're good to go. Okay, let's go find our informant. I swear to God, if you're gonna make me chase flags, I might kill the informant. Although I don't think they let you do that in this game.
Safety and peace.
Mother.
You want information about the city, I suppose?
I should have known.
Right now, I don't have time.
I really should have known that it was going to be
Which have been
flags.
stolen from our
I should
cache
have fucking
in the
known.
rich district of Damascus. But with this heat, my legs cannot carry me anymore. Would you be kind enough to help me? Return with the flags, and I'll help you as best I can.
I'm just. Okay. And then, yeah, where? Okay, where is the next flag? Where is it? Is it just out here? Where's it at? Okay, there we go. And there it is. Okay. Yeah, should have known it was flags. Didn't want it to be flags. Should have known it was flags. Get the flag. Up the flag. Okay. There we go. And another flag. Another flag. Flag. It's Flag Day, apparently. Which is a weird holiday. Okay. Flags. Well, for those of you who have stuck with me thus far, we love and appreciate you. Where you at, flag? Oh, did I do it? Oh, I did it? Man, these flag things are a lot easier than I remember them.
Rafik will be happy to see these flags return. Perhaps this morsel of information will
Anyway.
help. I was invited by Abul to one of his lavish parties. I noticed the fountain in the middle of the Merchant King's palace could be easily climbed. Use this information wisely. Now, if you'd excuse me, I must go.
Okay. So, we're here. It is 9:47. I think that if we want to, I could get through the last 3 pieces of this investigation, or we could just go dive in to the assassination. Tom, if you're still on, I'm tossing it to you because I'm tempted to just dive into the assassination and see how it goes. But I, want to, take advantage of the fact that there is a chat and put it up to you. Because you're here and I care. Wait, which it though? So do the assassination. Go do the assassination. Okay. Okay. Doing the murder. Let's go do the murder. Let's see if I can get out of here without getting into another big fight in which I die.
They may lay down their burdens and know joy. Our days may be dark, but thanks to him, our evenings are now filled with light. There is no one more generous than Abu.
Okay. It is the Assassin's Creed after all, but I am going to take this moment of low-hanging viewpoint to, you know, can't not do the low-hanging map objective when we're literally running past it. That just feels irresponsible. At which point I would obviously and most likely fling myself off of the tower. Like that would... Oh, I'm almost sad it didn't happen. I mean, I'm glad it didn't happen, but it was almost sad. Almost. Yeah, no, you're good. You're out here, you know, being a real one. We'll get this guy. No, that's not where I want to go. We'll get this guy, and Tom's out here with the MVP award for stream number 3. I think that's 3rd consecutive Tom MVP stream. No!
Use the scholars.
I really wish Altair knew how to swim. Okay, cool. Cool, did a drowning. Anyway, moving on. Up the wall? I swear, if you throw yourself into the canal again, I'm gonna be so pissed. So excited for swimming tech someday.
You shouldn't be here. Be gone.
Jump.
Come no further.
Beep 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 beep. Is that anything? No, it's terrible. Awful audio, I'm sure. Alrighty.
Away with you.
That's not the assassin's blade. Anyway. Oh, don't worry. We are going to go... I will get to Black Flag. Black Flag is actually really important for the project because it's the one where it's... The whole game is a commentary on crunch in game development. So that is high on the list of... It's also like one of the best ones, and I apologize for anyone tuning in on a regular basis because y'all will have sea shanties. I mean, it's arguably also why shanties are as much of a thing as they are. So, you know, if you're tuning in for that one again in, you know, a year, you know, get ready for being a big fan of shanties. But yeah, it's you can't not love. I mean, Black Flag is also, it's one of, I mean, it's definitely, I think that when people, at this point, when people think about Assassin's Creed, the games that they think about, the games that people think about at this point when they think about Assassin's Creed are the original because of, like, its existence, but really, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Those are the games that I think really are the ones that, like, people like genuinely love, and like that are kind of the games that are like the franchise anchors for folks. You know, and then I think people think about like Unity because of it being awful, and people think about, you know, like there are other games that come to mind for folks, but like those are the two, Black Flag and Odyssey, are the ones that people are just like, yeah, these are the games. These are the ones that like really fucking do it for us. Stop killing me with rocks. I just wanted to run away from you and go climb another tower, and now I have to kill you. Like, all I wanted to do was go climb, and you needed to make me do a murder. I wanted to climb so that I could go talk to my guy, so I could kill one dude, and now you're making me kill all of you, and I'm mad about it. Like, I'm offended, frankly. Like, this is not how I wanted my day to go. You're just making more work for me. Like, this is not fun. This is my job. Like, I'm an assassin. This is work. Killing people is what I have to do, and you're just out here making work for me? Fucking rude. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. It's hard to argue with, like, Black Flag, like, Assassin's Creed 3 did some really cool stuff and it introduced boats, but like Black Flag literally up until the reboot of the franchise with Origins, like, Black Flag basically just made every other time that you interacted with, and actually through Odyssey, I guess, Valhalla, you didn't really have. I guess you did. You had boat customization there too, up until Shadows, where Shadows is the first game in a long time where you don't have boat customization. Like, Assassin's Creed became a game that was kind of about boats. Not like starting with 3, but really starting with Black Flag, and that stuck around. I mean, it's also fun being a pirate, and some of those outfits are busted. Now, what we will talk about in Assassin's Creed 2 is how, again, from very early, the games have always been about shipping. Like, there was, we're not talking too much about the biotech side because, oh, you absolutely should play Black Flag. Actually, so on Switch, so on Switch, but also on Steam and everything, there's a really solid twofer that is Black Flag and Freedom's Cry and Assassin's Creed Rogue, both of which are a really solid game. Rogue I skipped for a long time. It's about basically an assassin who turns on the Order to become a Templar. It's pretty solid. It's a shorter game, but it's a good game, and it sort of tees up the franchise failure that is Unity. But it's oh, come on, seriously, fuck you. But it's well worth the play, and it's as a 2-off, it's really quite enjoyable. Also, Rogue is a great game to play either in the winter when you want to have like a nice cozy winter vibe game, or in the dead of summer when it's like I want to play a game that makes me feel a little chilly because it has very good the snow vibes, and the northern Atlantic vibes are really nice. Okay. But yeah, we haven't talked as much about the biotech stuff because, I mean, frankly, the biotech that they bring to the table in Assassin's Creed, in this first Assassin's Creed game, is referenced. It's what the Animus is. We see it in the emails, but it becomes referenced more heavily retroactively in the ancillary content of Assassin's Creed 2. In Assassin's Creed 2, the shipping stuff ends up getting attached to the social media and dispersed hacking mechanics that were Elgato Facebook game, or not the Elgato, God, what was, I'm trying to remember the name of like the fake hacker that they invented. And I will look this up before we get there, but like there was a Facebook game where it was literally, you had this login and it was a little flash game where you ran your ships, which thankfully in the remix they built in to the game itself. Because for a long time when you were playing the game back, like you literally, I remember having to basically go in and use the Wayback to run a shelled port inside of a browser and be like, it was wild. But anyway, we're back.
Peace be upon you, Altair. How may I serve you?
I've done as asked and learned all I need to know about my prey.
Then you must share your knowledge with me.
Abu Naqud is corrupt to the core and despised by his own citizens as a result. It appears he's been stealing money meant for the people of Damas and spending it on himself. Even as we speak, he flaunts his greed, preparing for a lavish party.
That's lame.
His guards and servants should have their hands full dealing with the guests.
Does that sound like
they won't
anybody
even know
we
I'm there.
Most impressive, my friend. The others said you'd make a mess of things, but not I. No, I was sure you'd come through, and come through you have. The Bureau is yours to do with as you please until you're ready to begin.
I don't know, does that sound like anybody considering throwing like a military parade in their own honor, or
fast forwarding memory to a more recent one?
Some sort of big beautiful bill. Maybe. Again, I know that I'm never going to make a big political commentary and all that, but like it sounds I'm maybe I'm telling tales out of school. And maybe saying that phrase makes me sound way older. But maybe everything's political, and it could be that there is a type of political commentary that is in fact timeless in a game like this, and there is a certain flavor of what's the word for it? Commercial fascism that this game is pointing to that is sort of re-emerging in American politics, and maybe the merchant king of Damas looks and like at least one villain in each Assassin's Creed game looks a lot like certain leaders inside of American politics right now. I don't know. I'm not saying. I'm just, I'm making an observation about a possible thing that maybe we can look at. Donald Trump's a fascist.
Glad you came along when you did. Another minute and they would have made off with me.
But anyway, actually, and it is very interesting. Like part of what they do a really good. I mean, they do a really good job in these games of like pointing to these kind of timeless concepts of what tyranny looks like, and also, I mean, again, not to steal too much from podcasts that I love, but well, and this is not so much stealing from podcasts that I love, but cribbing, the very Kingian idea that evil inevitably defeats itself. That it's when you are in a space, when you are in a position of power, you will inevitably turn the people you are in power over against you through an abuse of that power if you choose to abuse it. That is something that just sort of is part of, and I think that like that is generally what these commentaries are saying. I know. I need to finish Andor. I'm acutely aware that I need to watch the last 3 episodes. That's what my day tomorrow is going to be. But I think that is a thing that stands out starkly in my mind in the in games like this, and a thing that I think we tend to. I think it's a thing that we tend to misinterpret a little bit in. Or not misinterpret, misdescribe when we're thinking about games, and specifically depictions of fascism in games. which is that we tend to talk about how absolute power, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I think what might be more accurate, at least in the way we depict those concerns and problems, is that power that a corrupting power will inherently turn the people it is being used against itself. But yeah, I mean, I want to, don't fucking worry. I'm gonna watch Andor. Nothing in the world could keep me from finishing that show. Although I stand by, I have really loved the first 9 episodes. I have a feeling I'm going to truly love 10, 11, and 12. I think that there have been some really phenomenal things that show has done. But I think that one of the things that is really, oh shit, I'm not going to be able to get that viewpoint, am I? Well, we'll see. But one of the things that is really interesting is that I still think that One Way Out is still one of the best hours of television literally ever produced. It just is perhaps the best thing I've ever watched. And maybe depending on when I finish, I'll just hop on and record a live react stream to my closing thoughts on Andor just for grins. It's funny how facial animation they can never quite get right, but somehow the boobs, the detail, they just really dial in on that. Wonder what's that about? I'm sure it's coincidental. Right, here's the weird fatphobic guy.
Welcome.
Every Assassin's Creed game.
Thank you all for joining
Fat
me.
is
this
greed.
Please eat, drink, enjoy all the pleasures I have to offer. Take your time. I will wait. I trust everything is to your satisfaction. Good. It pleases me to see you all so happy.
Right.
For these are dark days, my friends, and we must enjoy this bounty while we still can.
So greed looks like being overweight and having a skin condition.
Salahadin bravely fights for what he believes in, and you are always there to support him without question. It is your generosity that allows this campaign to continue. So I propose a toast then, to you, my dear friends, who have brought us to where we are today. May you be given everything you deserve for it. Such kindness! I didn't think it in you! You, who have been so quick to judge me, and so cruel. Oh, do not feign ignorance. You take me for a fool. That I have not heard the words you whispered behind my back. Well, I have, and I fear I can never forget.
Yeah.
But this is not why I called you here tonight, no. I wish to speak more of this war, and your part in it. You give up your coin quick as can be, knowing all too well it buys the deaths of thousands. You don't even know why we fight. The sanctity of the Holy Land, you'll say, or the evil inclination of our enemies. But these are lies you tell yourselves. No, all this suffering is born of fear and hate. It bothers you that they are different, just as it bothers you that I am different. Compassion, mercy, tolerance. These words mean nothing to any of you. Mean nothing to those infidel invaders who ravage our land in search of gold and glory. and so I say enough! I pledge myself to another cause. One that will bring about a new world in which all people might live side by side in peace.
And there's the weird...
A pity none of you will live to see
the sexual angle of it.
Kill anyone who tries to escape.
So yeah, it's this kind of weird gay panic, fat panic thing, and they do this they do this kind of repeatedly with they do this kind of repeatedly with the villains that have this focus on sort of greed and gluttony specifically, but gluttony not just in sort of a food space, but in a in a sort of the decadence of the flesh, in kind of a broader sense. And yeah, we don't love this. It's very much a, it is a I think it is a very 2000s kind of viewpoint. I was thinking the other day about, when we were, I think a lot about being in high school, and the things we used to say about before. I think people forget that before gay marriage was legalized, we used to, homophobia was a rampant thing when I was in high school.
Why have you done this?
In a casual way. Fatphobia was
money
a thing.
from those you claim to lead. Sent it
In a
away
very
for some
casual
unknown purpose.
way.
I want to know where it's gone and why.
Look at me. My very nature is an affront to the people I ruled. And these noble robes did little more than to muffle their shouts of hate.
So this is about vengeance, then?
No, not vengeance, but my conscience. How could I finance a war in service to the same god that calls me an abomination?
If you do not serve Salah ad-Din's cause, then whose?
In time, you'll come to know them. I think perhaps you already do.
Then why hide? And why these dark deeds?
Is it so different from your own work? You take the lives of men and women, strong in the conviction that their deaths will improve the lots of those left behind. A minor evil for a greater good?
Yeah, exactly.
We are the same.
No, we are nothing alike.
Ah, but I see it in your eyes. You doubt. You cannot stop us. We will have our new world.
Right. Yeah, people, I mean, and it was, I think that there is a reason that we don't watch a lot. I think that there are a lot of movies that people will reference from the early 2000s that come back up. I think about, a lot of action. I was just thinking about, the original Mission Impossible movies. We talk a lot about, you talk about The Matrix. You talk about, there are a ton of films that just come to mind. But we don't talk a lot about, there are a lot fewer comedies that I think about from the early 2000s that I would ever recommend. And it's because, I think in large part, the casual way in which homophobia, sexism, even certain types of casual racism were just a part of the fucking zeitgeist at the time. And I think, one of the things missions like this really point to is, fatphobia and homophobia were just things that you could very easily crib on, and that character, you know, Austin Powers is a great example. Like, the Austin Powers movies are a great example of, like, that character is this weird combination of, like, fat bastard and sort of some of the effete aspects, the effete and sort of body shamey aspects of Dr. Evil. And it is, you know, it was just a matter of course. No one blinked an eye at that being a really easy way to code a character as being other and as being and as being internally self-consistent in justifying evil actions. And I think part of, to the credit of Assassin's Creed, part of the way, like, it is at least self-aware in its like, it doesn't seem entirely uncritical of that. Like, I think it's you know, it is presenting that in a way where Altair, and as, you know, as the audience surrogate, you know, Altair as the audience surrogate is meant to be sympathetic to that narrative, and we see that sympathy coming through in his self-doubt later on, and in the way he's thinking about the narrative that the assassins are selling him. But I think that, you know, it still feels real fucking icky. It's gross. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't read well. It really, I think that, you know, it's the kind of thing that we now sort of limit to, you know, we still see that sort of visual in certain games, but it's kind of limited to roguelikes. Like we see it in, like, The Witcher 3. We see it in certain roguelikes, but it's presented in more in the form of body horror in a way that it's a very different presentation than I think what we're seeing here, or at least the framing is different in a way that I think reads pretty differently. Anyway, back into cutscene land, and then we'll wrap it up for the night.
Word has reached me of your success, Altair.
Abu Nakud's reign of terror is at an end.
This guy's way less of a dick.
Glad to hear it.
He killed them. The men and women at his party. It was poison. A coward's tool. Blamed them for the war. Said he wished to end it.
Yeah,
Strange.
That was
but
kind of a
then
dick
again,
move.
the Merchant King was known to be a bit different. Perhaps this was simply a symptom of his madness.
Perhaps.
Right. Different and
You sound
madness there are
unconvinced.
doing a lot.
Speak with Al-Mualim then. He may offer a better explanation.
Yes. We'll see what he has to say.
Yeah, like different and madness there are doing a lot.
Fast forward in memory to a more recent one.
Which is kind of unpleasant. Okay, it is going to give me the option to fast forward to Massif. Yes, and we're going to take it because we learned our lesson last time. We don't want to slow travel.
Acceptable way to reach a rooftop. Climbing on buildings, however, is not.
Come, Altair. Speak with me a moment.
As you wish.
Word has reached me of your success. You've my gratitude and that of the realm. Freeing these cities from their corrupt leaders will no doubt promote the cause of peace.
Can you really be so sure?
The means by which men rule are reflected in their people. As you cleanse the cities of corruption, you heal the hearts and minds of those who live within.
Our enemies would disagree.
What do you mean?
Each man I've slain has confessed strange words to me. They are without regret. Even in death they seem confident of their success. Though they do not admit it directly, there is a tie that binds them. I'm sure of it.
There is a difference, Altair, between what we are told to be true and what we see to be true. Most men do not bother to make the distinction. It is simpler that way. But as an assassin, it is your nature to notice, to question.
Then what is it that connects these men?
Ah, but as an assassin, it is also your duty to still these thoughts and trust in your master. For there can be no true peace without order, and order requires authority.
You speak in circles, Master. You commend me for being aware, then ask me not to be. Which is it?
The question will be answered when you no longer need to ask it.
I assume you called me here for more than just a lecture.
Very well. A rank and weapon are again restored to you. 2 more leaders remain. Go and see to it that their rule is ended.
Good deal, good deal. And once again, we see Altair being frustrated, less so with being kept in the dark and more so with inconsistencies in the teachings. Okie dokie. So. It's about 10:19. We can go ahead and get this sword training out of the way because I'm sure it's going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah, better to be a hammer than a nail, but better to be
it seems my students
the
do not
wielder
fully
above all
understand
that.
what it is to wield a blade. Perhaps you could show them what you know.
Okay. We're gonna dodge. Oh, we got the dodge now. Yeah. Dodge is in. Okay. Okay.
That, my students,
there we go.
Is how we all should
So
fight.
things are looking up. Things are going to keep getting a little bit easier for us to keep running through. And yeah, I'm going to take a look. So we're going to see how
you must be busy.
See what the next week looks like. I've got some podcasting stuff that I need to get through in terms of like running posts down and getting stuff finished up. Yeah, we're still live. I'm actually in the process of wrapping up, but we are still live. What up, dude? So this coming week, working on some edits, getting the podcast back up and applying to everything back up and running. So we've got a couple interviews in the can. I've got to record a solo interview just to get things back on track. And I've got to get the soundboard built out for the stream, but time allowing, I am thinking that it would be fun to go back and do some cleanup because if we go back and look quickly at the memory log here, we can, we've got these guys. We've got, I wonder, it won't let us do this. I'm wrong. I don't even know if it's going to let us do any of this. I wonder if it'll let me exit the Animus. So here's... Because what I'm gonna see is if it will let us do any of the cleanup on previous memories, which would let me make sure that I keep things kind of contained to just doing things. Yeah, there we go. So we can go back and take a look and clean up some of memory block 2. Yeah, we can take a look at. We can go back and take a look at doing some cleanup of some of these investigations, getting doing a little bit more filling in some of the gaps, just because that'll help fill in some helixes, get some more bits and bobs in, and see if we can't do a little bit more from there. So I'll keep everybody posted in the Discord and on social to just let everybody know when I'm gonna be doing that, if I'm gonna be doing that ahead of next Thursday. But otherwise, we made it the full 3 hours this time, which turns out the secret is coffee. A little cup of coffee with dinner goes a long way, and it's been fun. We got through 2 assassinations, memory DNA, we got another helix, and if you're not already following us on Instagram we are at Falcon Fictive. We're also at Falcon Fictive on TikTok. Not that I've posted much there, but we'll get around to it. Falcon Fictive on Patreon. We're Falcon Fictive everywhere. Oh, okay. The Bald Devil, our TikTok daddy, Jeff Bezos, is evil. We all know this. But if you are still, for any particular reason, engaged with Prime, please consider doing the thing you can do, which is like, apparently there's a way to set up, you can Prime subscribe to Twitch. This is a thing. I kind of know how this works, but not really. I'll get a better sense of this before next week. So you can support the show through that with your Prime account. It throws a little bit of money our way, which is awesome, and is always great. And I will ask Kane about this and see if I need to do that. If I need to do anything to make that happen. And then, yeah, but otherwise, we'll be back next week. Thanks for tuning in. Winston, I'm sorry that you arrived at the very end, just in time for us to say goodbye. But I promise that if this isn't up, I will make sure that the record gets up by, Saturday at the latest, if not tomorrow at lunch, so that people can watch the chaos. And yeah, it's been real. Talk to y'all in the other digital space. See you on the Discord. Bye.